New computer.
Oh, I know. Tell me about it. Here comes Pam. Technology and myself don't always jive.
Well, I bought myself a new MacBook, so.
Oh, good for you.
And I never had one, so this has been experience.
Look at Pam.
It all though, and I'm upset because
Nice.
my immunity nectar didn't come.
Oh, that might be coming.
It's
Nice.
coming from Georgia, it said. So
Yeah, yeah. So
I-
it comes in from different places in the
Yeah.
United States. It's
Yeah,
shipped.
I
Oh,
think-
put it back up there.
okay, just a minute. I came unplugged in my excitement. I got
Oh.
crazy.
Hey, ladies.
I don't know if I was more crazy
Hi.
for her getting
Hi,
a
Dana, how are you?
MacBook or
She had all of her supplements sitting. I couldn't even see her.
I am.
Here she is.
I can't wait to try them.
Oh, yeah, they're good.
But I'm
That's pretty good.
especially excited about the immunity nectar.
You're going to like that. That has a really good flavor.
Yeah.
Would I?
Well, and then it
would I-
has the zinc and stuff too, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Should I stop taking my zinc tablets or can I take both?
I think you'll be fine with taking.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I take both,
Okay.
especially this time of the year. Oh,
Yeah, that's why I added zinc a bit ago, but I
Right.
kind of overindulged when I bought it because it was a really good sale.
right.
Yeah. No, what I do is every morning I'll drink it too. I'll take 10 ounces of water and
Yeah.
put a scoop of that in. And then that's when I take my vitamins in the morning. That's what I drink that. So I get my water, right?
Oh, yeah, yeah.
And that at the same time.
Awesome.
That's good. It's good.
Because she tells me I don't drink enough. So
You don't.
Water or alcohol?
Too much alcohol, not
yeah, I
enough
thought
water.
she meant alcohol. So I was trying to catch up.
Nice.
Have a good night, ladies.
You too. Yeah, I got my
Yeah,
collagen in here.
awesome. So that didn't take long to get that.
Oh my God, no. So I ordered it on when I was up north thinking that I was timing it right getting home. And then I was worried because I got a shipping notice like almost immediately. Then I was worried it was going to beat me home
Oh,
and
sure.
nobody was here to get it off my porch. Although they actually put it, all of that fit in a box that they could fit in my mailbox. Because I freaked out for a minute because I was at home today, right after my workout, and I got a notice that said it was, well, I knew it was out for delivery. Then I got a notice that said it was delivered. So I went to the front door and all was there was my Amazon delivery, which I knew had just come to. And I'm like, oh my God, no, don't tell me they put it to the wrong house.
Oh,
Then
right.
it snowed all day. So I'm like, okay, there aren't any fresh snow footprints and no tire tracks. So I'm like, oh no. So I walk up to the mailbox and there it was shoved in there.
Yeah,
So
that's,
yay.
Nice.
yeah, that's how mine's been coming too.
But that was quick because of what did I order it? Saturday. I think it was Saturday,
Yeah.
maybe Friday. Yeah.
Yeah,
It
it's
was
good.
Really quick.
Because
Yep.
there was a delay. We had like a week delay.
It was around the holidays.
Yeah, it was around the holidays though. So
Oh yeah, yeah.
I was like, no, it can't be that long. So cool. I'm really glad. Well, I'm glad you guys are here. Happy Monday.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Monday.
Yes. February's around the corner. That means
Oh my
spring is
God.
coming. I know Pam doesn't want to hear that.
Wait. We just started winter.
I know we've got a bunch of snow now here. So yeah.
So
So
it's
what
snowing here currently.
yeah,
Okay.
you guys are getting a lot.
Yeah, well, you got pounded over the weekend too, didn't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, it
I
was
thought you
bad.
did. I don't know about Wisconsin, but Jody, I thought you did.
Yeah, we did. We had over 20 inches in
Oh.
like a 24-hour period.
Yep.
No,
We got
we didn't get
blasted.
that. We probably have 6 inches maybe.
Yeah, at home here, we don't even probably have that. But in the UP where I was riding, we got slammed every day and they're still getting slammed every day.
Yeah.
Which is awesome. Oh, it's awesome.
Yeah, I came home after working all day and had to shovel the driveway to get in the driveway. So I'm
Right.
like,
After 20 inches. Yeah, we did have to shovel when we got home and then he had to shovel again today, but
Yeah. We had two separate ones too, but
I consider that a workout.
it
yeah,
is
no
that
kidding, right? It is.
that amount. Yes.
My
Especially-
pecs and my ribs were so sore last week for about 3 days
Oh
from
my.
hoisting that snow. I'm like, that was a workout.
Mhm.
Oh
That
yeah,
was
for
sore.
sure. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. Yep. That's just something you have to be careful too with your back and how you're
Yep.
throwing it and stuff. Yeah. Yeah. Well, cool. So I wanted to talk a little about menopause and nutrition. These are some things that, I think we've talked about, but it doesn't hurt to talk about them again. So obviously good nutrition can help prevent and ease some of those symptoms that happen during menopause. So we'll just kind of go through a little bit of that. First of all, you all know we need to eat a variety of foods to get all the nutrients we can out of them.
Yep.
And so it's the fresh vegetables and fruits. And, I know sometimes we do the frozen, which is fine. Better that than canned.
Is frozen not as good as fresh? Seriously.
Right.
It's not.
Mm-hmm. And we live in a climate, all of us here, that, access to fresh is tough. Because what it says is fresh isn't always the freshest, especially with now when stores are running out of things or they don't have things. And then when they do, like for me, I can buying like a thing of strawberries and raspberries. I mean, sometimes the next day they're moldy. And I just frustrates me,
I'm running into that
when
too.
we're paying 6 times the price right now.
Right. Exactly. Oh, I know. So, getting the variety of foods and but I tend to go frozen if I can't find fresh stuff.
Yeah.
But a lot of times we don't get enough iron and calcium either.
Mm-hmm.
And so there's some guidelines that I just want to go through. First of all, like with the calcium, you talk about dairy products. And I know that some of us have problems. I'm sorry, my eyelashes are acting weird. You have problems getting enough, or the dairy can bother you, right? And so you want to get your calcium in things like sardines or salmon, because salmon typically has bones, even though they're deboned.
Mm-hmm.
There's something, because of the bones in them, not that you're eating them, but
Right.
you have that calcium in that meat. But broccoli has calcium in it, and legumes. So those are really good sources. And the recommendation for calcium is, the aim is to have about 1,200 milligrams per day of calcium.
Okay.
So now if you have kidney problems and things like that, you don't want to go over the recommended daily amount. There has been a study, and it wasn't really conclusive, that, like too much calcium can lead to some problems with hypertension and heart disease. Okay. So it really wasn't conclusive. So I would just recommend kind of aiming for that 1,200 milligrams a day. And of course, calcium is good for everyone, especially women with bone health.
Right.
And then with menopause, you guys all know our estrogen drops down and goes into the toilet. We need that calcium for sure. So they actually say even canned salmon and obviously sardines I don't know if you guys like sardines, but I remember as a little girl, we'd open up the little packs and we'd eat them. I like them. Yeah, my dad had always had them. But he likes herring and all that stuff too. So we grew up with that. So and then with iron, it's recommended you eat at least 3 servings a day of foods that have iron. So that's in lean red meat, poultry. So if you're not a big, like for red meat, we eat more venison than anything. We really don't eat a lot of beef, but poultry, fish, eggs, leafy green vegetables. So your spinach and arugula and all of that kind of stuff.
I did
Collard
good on that.
greens. What's that?
I said I did good on that then for dinner, because I
Yes.
had air fryer chicken breasts and spinach.
Yeah, you're good. Yeah. Nuts. There's not, iron in nuts, believe it or not. So, and then like in your breads that are like with grains in them, like the Ezekiel bread, you'll find will have that in as well. So, and the recommended dietary allowance for iron for older women, which is where we're at, is 8 milligrams a day for iron. Now you can, take supplement like in your multivitamin, added iron. Some women run low on iron, especially younger women who are still menstruating and things like that. They'll have
Right.
iron problems. So the other thing is fiber. So foods high in fiber would be like, believe it or not, pasta,
Mhm.
rice, fresh fruits and vegetables, especially fruits and vegetables, and like your whole grain breads, of course, too. The goal for adult women is 21 grams of fiber. Now, when you read a little bit more about very active women, it should be a little bit more than that. But if you can get it 21, at least, and maybe a little bit more, first of all, that's going to help with aid in fat loss, keeps your colon and digestive system clean. So those are constipation. We don't have a problem, but fiber can also wreak havoc on your GI system too. Pam can attest to that. We've gone around and around with the whole fiber thing. There are supplements available too that you can try, but they can be harsh. Everybody's a little bit different. But honestly, drinking water is really good for constipation. Like even more than a gallon, like just water. Also like caffeine can kind of help with that. I'm kind of getting off the subject, but I know that happens when women are starting to eat a little bit more, especially more foods with proteins and stuff in, you tend to have some constipation with that.
Yeah.
But again, fruits and vegetables, and recommend to have 1.5 cups of fruit and 2 cups of vegetables each day. Most of you probably get that, if you're eating a banana or an apple, and vegetables, honestly, the more the better, I think, for vegetables too. You guys are all probably really good about reading labels, but reading labels will help you understand what's in your foods. Crazy as it seems, there's sugar in everything, even things that you didn't think had sugar, it has sugar. And when they say stay around the perimeter of the store, they're not kidding. Now things like rice, like your jasmine rice, and that's going to be in the aisles, but really staying around the perimeter is really key, because then you get into the boxed and the processed and the chips and all that kind of stuff. So
Fun stuff.
yeah, the real good stuff, right? And drink plenty of water, of course. That's recommend. Well, a lot of stuff says 8 glasses, which is like 64 ounces. If you guys should be drinking more than that, at least 75% of your body weight, if not more. So, that's a really good guideline, because I don't think many people even drink 8 glasses of water every day. So again, to help with menopausal symptoms is maintaining your healthy weight, and that's what you guys are all doing too, and it's the portion sizes. It's eat fewer foods that have high fat content, the bad fat content, but you don't want to skip your meals, because what happens when you skip your meals?
You get hungry and cheat.
Yeah, you go like that, and then your metabolism tanks. And then your blood sugar drops, and then you're eating anything and everything that you shouldn't be eating.
Right.
So yeah. Those high fat foods would be like, you want to kind of limit the saturated fats, because it'll raise your cholesterol, and that of course increases heart disease. So the other thing is, fat really should provide about 25 to 35% or less of your total daily calories. So when I go and I do your macros for you, I try and stay around that range. I don't go really any higher than that. When you see people, or you hear people on keto diets, they're high protein, high fat, right? High protein, high fat. But they tend to even eat the fats, though, and I'm not trying to diss them, but in order to get all their fat in, you almost have to eat the bad stuff to get that much fat in. But, and then that can have problems with your cholesterol. So if that makes any sense, but good fats, of course. Well, trans fat is one you want to stay away from. That's in like your vegetable oils or processed baked goods, some types of margarine. If you're going to use any type of I would just use regular butter, that kind of stuff. So your cholesterol should be, you talk about eating like egg yolks and things like that. And I'm sure you guys don't eat a lot of egg yolks. That's a decent fat, but you also want to limit your cholesterol to like 300 milligrams a day. That may be something that you're not necessarily watching, because if you're eating really whole foods and portion sizes, you shouldn't have a problem. But if you start to go outside of that, that's when you get into trouble. And then the triglycerides go up and all of that too. And that leads to all kinds of nasty things. So
Arguments with your doctor.
yeah. Yes. And you want to avoid that.
I don't. Because I go in there fully loaded with knowledge.
Right. Right. But even though I have found that my cholesterol has gone up a little bit because I tend to eat a lot of avocado, even though that's a good fat, more is not always better. And I probably overdo it because I love it so much. So there's always that moderation too. So I have to kind of watch that. And so my total cholesterol is high, but my HDL and my LDL are okay. I also have it in my family, like my dad has it, and he's in great shape for 80, but he has high cholesterol. So I'm kind of like, well, it's probably going to happen to me, but who knows? So I'm just, so there's just some other thoughts around the fats and things like that. Again, salt, you guys know this too. Use sugar and salt in moderation, because sodium can increase your blood pressure. Also can help you retain water. So when you get on the scale, if you had something salty the day before, the scale will be up, and it's just water weight. It's normal to have that happen. And you want to go easy on even if it's healthy, but smoked meats, charbroiled foods, anything that like smoked salmon, if you're buying it in a package. Now, if you smoke it yourself, not a problem, but if it's in a package, you're not quite sure exactly what's all in that. But the whole nitrates and nitrites in like sausages and lunch meats, just be mindful of that, sausage links, because that would have been linked to cancer too. So be really mindful of that. Even though that has been linked to cancer, there's a lot of processed, mainly meats, like cured meats, that have that stuff in it.
Right.
So yeah. Of course, limit your alcohol to 1 or fewer drinks a day. That's pretty lenient. 1 drink a day.
I'll say. The girl I talked to today that wants to just have 3 a week is going to be in heaven then when she talks to you. You can have 1 a day.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, we all know. And I think with alcohol and menopause, so like especially your wines, things that cause vasoconstriction and dilation, both will have an effect on hot flashes too. Stress. So more stressed you are. So if you're stressed and you're drinking and you're eating processed foods, you're going to have a lot of hot flashes. I mean, you just will.
Hot flash trifecta.
Yeah, it's not good. So, but if you think about it, if you're out and you're socializing, you're having drinks, sometimes it's stressful, just having conversations, trying to talk over music, that kind of thing. It's hot usually. All of that stuff just makes that stuff happen. Not that you should never go out, but just be aware that that's why it's happening. The other thing, there are some foods that can help menopausal symptoms. And so like your plant-based foods, they have something called isoflavones in them, flavones. They're like plant estrogen. So it's like a mild, weak form of estrogen, if you will. And that, because our estrogen isn't around, if we have some of those foods, it will help with decreasing the amount of hot flashes. So things like, where do I have my list? Actually, potatoes and vegetables and fruits, but some in milk and meats have the isoflavones, and beer. So if you want a beer, isn't that funny?
Corona.
Yeah, or your soy products. So lentils, beans, and peas are some where you can increase your estrogen a little bit and alleviate some of the hot flashes if you're experiencing those. Not everybody does. But soy can help relieve menopausal symptoms. There's a little research that's unclear on that. And I know a lot of women want to stay away from soy because it raises estrogen and then now you're going to get cancer. Well, you have to eat a lot of soy.
Out of it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess if I had cancer, I would probably just stay away from it but if it's not in your family, you're not just going to get cancer from that. So you hear a little bit about that. So like tofu and tempeh. Tofu, I've had some tofu and it depends on how it's cooked. It's not bad. There's something that you can try and it does have some protein in it. Soy milk is another one.
Mm-hmm.
So isoflavones, but more plant-based type foods. So that will help with that. So some foods to avoid during menopause, they're like trigger foods, things that are really super spicy. If you are literally like hot sauce and hot sauce doesn't have many calories in it.
No.
But it can, anything spicy can
Elevate.
It's that vasodilation it causes. Caffeine can add to those. So that can add to irritability too much caffeine. And then you've got the hot flashes, irritability, and you're drinking too much coffee. I mean, I've put myself in those circumstances without really thinking about it.
Same.
So yeah, working as a nurse manager, I'm drinking a ton of coffee. I'm stressed because I'm dealing with all these issues. And I wonder why I'm having hot flashes. I look back and go, oh man, but when you're in the middle of it, you're not always thinking about that. And then throw some alcohol in there, that'll really.
For good measure.
Hot sauce.
Yeah, and some hot sauce, yes.
Yeah.
But even just like weather
Bloody Mary.
temperatures. Yeah, like if it's hot, like that's why it's really good that you have a fan like on your desk so that it will help you. It will calm you down and that too. So it's all those like little quirky things that help. So let's talk a little bit about supplements because when your estrogen goes down, you are more prone to osteoporosis, osteopenia. And if you take added calcium and vitamin D combined with that healthy diet, it will really help prevent the onset of that. Plus, of course, your weight-bearing exercises, lifting some weight, all of that, will help prevent that. And it actually, if you have bone density scans, and let's say you're in that kind of gray area, once you start to lift weights and you eat well and all this, you can reverse that. So we have a couple ladies at our gym that are in my kind of older type boot camp, and they have really made a difference in their bone scans, their bone density scans. Yeah, so
Awesome.
they're excited, their doctors are excited, so it's like a
That's
win-win.
great.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So calcium, again, you want to kind of make sure that with your doctor that you don't have any problems with your kidneys and things like that. So 1,200 milligrams per day for women over 50. Calcium is found in, and we talked about this already, but I wanted to mention kale and collard greens. It's also into your calcium. So again, the salmon, the sardines. You guys are all going to go out and get sardines. I know it. And
Got some already.
That's a hard no.
I got it.
The next one, you just have to throw oysters in there.
Oh, right. Yeah, I'm not an oyster.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
I love smoked oysters.
Yeah.
It's
I
a
heard
huge
those are good.
texture issue for me. Big time texture. for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm just feeling
Noah.
it. Yeah. Yeah. So one thing with vitamin D, your body uses vitamin D to absorb calcium. So if you're getting enough D, that'll help with the calcium too. So
Sorry.
What's that? Uh-oh. What did you say?
I didn't hear her. I'm just looking at her.
Oh, did you hear it? No.
Nope.
Look at her. She can't even stop.
Now I'm gonna have to wait to find out what it is. I can't move on.
Okay. Sorry. It's just my childish sense of humor, very juvenile. Sorry.
That's okay. So are you gonna share it with us or not?
Well, I don't know if I'm absorbing enough calcium because I'm not getting enough D.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah. Heidi, did you get that?
Oh, look at her. She's like, here I am.
Sweating and not from the treadmill, Jody.
Oh my goodness. Can you imagine if Pat was on today?
No.
Oh, no.
She would teach us all something right now.
Yeah. She'd be like, let me tell you girls.
Oh my
Yeah.
goodness.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's good. You can have I love sense of humor. That's perfect. Wait till people watch the replay.
Oh,
Right?
Oh, jeez.
Awesome. All right. Well, you should get, Jody, you should get a good 600. They call them IUs, which is international units, IUs each day of vitamin D. Now, again, we live in these lovely climates, all of us here, that more of that is.
I take 10.
Yeah, you want to probably make sure you're getting enough. And that's something that you could have checked your doctor. Probably
Yeah, I
follow
take
along.
10,000 units. I take
Yeah.
5 at night, 5,000 at night, and 5,000 in the morning.
Yeah. Okay.
And
Because
then
that can,
and then
just watch your
calcium.
kidney function and stuff like that. So,
Yep.
When I was doing some research on it, it said 4,000 IUs of vitamin D each day is not recommended. So, but if you have this, like your doctor wants you to have that, then you should do that, right? Because you may be just somebody that really needs that or really is not producing it and needs it that way.
Yeah.
We all know
only
the
do that
sun,
during the winter.
right? And the sun, we get that vitamin D but right now it's too cold to be out.
Yeah.
Like, in the
Hush.
sun. Yeah. Yeah, but when you're out, your face is like, you probably have this much hanging out.
Not even that much is showing, right?
Right.
One day it was so sunny, I have a visor inside my helmet. I had to put the visor thing down because it's bright snow and then the bright sun. I'm like, I can't see a dang thing.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, and I'm so glad when the sun is out. It's like, you don't really care how cold it is. When the sun is out, it just helps my head, it makes me
Plus the sun's
happier and
getting warmer now too, again. So
yeah. So
hey, I missed what you said the recommended amount of D was per day. You said not 4,000.
600. 600. If you're, and then it increases as you get older. So when you get to be 70
I'm
or older, well, you're still at 600.
Okay.
But again, in the climates, and if you run low normally, I tend to run a lower vitamin D as well. So I do supplement with it.
Well, I take a supplement. I just don't right now off the top of my head know how much it is.
Right. Take a look and, like I'd have to look in my vitamin too. But you can get like vitamin D injections too. You do it once a month. It's absorbed quicker. There's just different, things you can do with that, but just always be mindful with those two. It will help your symptoms with menopause, but you just have to not overload it. Too much of anything isn't that good. So, that's really all I had about that whole nutrition and menopause. I'm going to do like little different snippets regarding menopause for a while. I think it's just really helpful because that's where we're at. We all know the effects exercise has on it, but sometimes it's nice just to, like if I go and look and do more like up-to-date research, sometimes things pop up and I'm like, oh,
Right.
well, I didn't know that.
That's
or
new.
And it's a good thing. Then we can share it. And you guys, I'm sure, read things too. You could always bring things back and and share here too, but wanted to open it up to you guys. If you have any questions for me or for each other, how are you guys doing? Remember, this is a safe zone. Nobody's gonna, share your information. So don't feel like you can't bring, look what Jody did already. I mean, the table's
Very
open.
open.
The table's open. So anybody have anything regarding their program, anything going on?
Yeah, I mean, for me, this last week was awful. I mean,
Yeah.
mentally, physically, it was just a really awful week for me, to the point where I didn't work out at all. I didn't walk. I wasn't getting my steps. About the only thing that I was doing was I was getting my water in.
Oh, good.
And was doing okay with, with the food intake and whatnot, and being mindful of that. But still was just an awful, awful week. I'm feeling better today. So I think, like I said before, the first 6 months of last year, I worked out 7 days a week until I started with you. So I think I just hit a point where between crappy weather and cold and snow and I'm not a winter person. Between all of that, I think I was just burnt out.
Yeah. Oh, sure.
I'm hearing a lot of people right now say that, and a lot of people commenting on how long January is.
It is.
So yeah, if you're not a winter person in snow, I certainly can get that, right?
Yeah. So back at it tonight. When I get off here, I'll end up getting a workout in.
Good.
And, did the shoveling twice today, once at work and once at home. So that was a little bit of a workout and got my heart rate
Yeah,
up.
I would imagine.
Yeah, for sure.
And know too, and I know that you and I've talked about it, but reach out if you, and don't ever feel like you're bothering any, like for me. And I know that even if you put it in the group, somebody will be, giving you some kudos and just helping you process and
Don't beat yourself up.
yeah.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
So I spent the day yesterday yesterday morning anyway, making basically homemade Larabar bars or protein or balls.
Yeah.
And they were amazing. I made 3 different ones and a breakfast cookie. I think I've made those before, that they had the pepitas and the
Oh, sure. Yeah.
cranberries and stuff in them. But these were apple and walnut. The binder is dates. So there's nothing in it but whole foods.
Yeah. That's the best. That's the best.
And I went ahead and made I made apple walnut. I made cashews with cinnamon and vanilla. I put some protein powder in those for the vanilla. And the other one was, like the cherry pie one.
Oh, I
All
love cherry.
cherries. Yeah. So
Nice.
So I have some of that stuff on hand only.
Well, you know what?
And
And that's good therapy too. Honestly, I love, just kind of doing that kind of stuff in the kitchen, and yeah, that's good stuff. So you did the right thing, and it's not like you were eating bonbons on the couch, right? You were doing something productive, and I don't even know if they make I don't even know what a bonbon is, but
I like to say it.
I don't know what it is.
yeah.
And Jody, I was just thinking too that I do this to myself a lot, where I don't just allow myself rest.
Yeah.
That's the other balance part of our wheel, is the rest. So as hard as it is to be off your routine, I'm glad you got some of that too.
Yes, that's a good point, Heidi.
Thank you.
Yeah, that's a really good point. Recovery and rest for your body is important. Yes, you feel guilty when you're not, and then you watch a commercial and somebody's exercising, or you do, and then you start to feel really guilty, but you do have to take that, and that, week off isn't, because that you're going to jump back in.
Yes. I'm looking forward to it. My body's been, today has been like, okay, you got to.
And that's okay to do. Yeah, it honestly is okay to do. Yeah, I'm the same way. But remember, rest and recovery, that's where results are going to happen too, because you rest like that too. Your body is, healing and producing lean muscle and ligaments and tendons, and sometimes it's well needed up here. And then when you start back, you're like, bam, it just like, wow, this feels good. So Heidi made a really good point. We don't take that time, and I'm very guilty of it too. I could work from 6 a.m. to 10 p.m.
Right.
My workout's part of it, of course, but then I'm always doing like doing something, but I've got a husband who is constantly like that too. So I'm like,
Trying to keep
doing
up
the
with
same thing, but you have to follow what your body tells you to, for sure. So.
And I miss walking. I love being
Oh.
outside, and walking outside and trying to get out there and walk for 30 to 45 minutes when it's,
Oh,
15 degrees out and it's brutal,
Yeah.
it's just brutal.
yeah. And then, I don't want you to do that to yourself either, and that's when you're tired and not feeling it, that's when an accident could happen too. And there you are, big bruise on your head or, broken.
Bleeding on the side of the road.
Yeah, I don't want anybody finding you in a ditch, like, don't. Yeah, you did the right thing.
Yeah.
You did the
But
right
I'm
thing.
feeling better. Things
Good.
are coming together at work too, where
Good.
things were up in the air. I thought I had it all put together, and that was, I think, what's precipitated a lot of this.
Sure.
There was a question as to whether the person that I hired I was supposed to be trained to take over for me. And we're talking years of training to
Yeah.
take over for my position, not just a matter of weeks or months. All of a sudden it was a question whether she was staying or not.
Oh,
Would
sure.
have set everything back
Yeah.
and make my workload that much more like
Right.
it was before, and just the stress level back up
Oh,
again.
sure.
So, but
Yeah.
at least today I found out that she's staying and she is going to take over for me when I go.
Good.
Yay.
Yeah, right. Make her sign something. Oh, I know.
Gonna get a breakfast cookie.
Yeah.
Gonna tell her she gotta quit smoking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Hang in there. You're doing good. Remember, that's what we're here for.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Anybody else have anything? How was your vacation, Pam?
Vacation was wonderful.
Good.
I will tell you, mirror a little bit of what Jody was saying. So, the week before I went, I just wasn't feeling myself.
Right.
And I still can't pinpoint what was going on. I don't know if my body was fighting something and just, it never let it fully take over, but I just wasn't myself. So I took a couple days off from the HIIT class and actually from working out. Well, then I was away for vacation for a week, right? So I'm not going to lie that I didn't have a fair amount of anxiety.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
On and not working out. And I took my bands and all of that with me with full intention of, one day I did some squats and some reverse lunges for maybe 5 minutes. You can't even do that, right? And I was way off plan with my eating, right? So I took a lot of food. Oh, if you could see how much food I took, but I had to make food that I knew Ryan would eat too.
Right.
So it wasn't what I'm normally eating, although it was better than the fried stuff in the bars and restaurants where we were stopping, right?
Right.
So I got off track a little. I did take my portable scale. I just didn't like how it weighed things, but it was better than nothing. And it gave me a rough idea.
Right.
I took my scale and weighed myself every day. I don't know if you saw me recording it every day, but I did. And I'm telling you, I'm not disappointed to say that over the week's time, I only gained 1.4 pounds.
Yeah.
I'm not unhappy with that because while I was logging all of my foods, I tried my best. And if you look at my Fitness Pal for last week, you're going to flip to see what was in there.
I'll have to do a deep dive.
But what I noticed more than anything was even the stuff that wasn't the worst for me, the sodium levels in those types of foods. The sodium was off the charts.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I'm sure that's where a lot of the weight, I wasn't drinking the water because on the trails, there's no way, especially as cold as it was.
Yeah.
There was no way I would, because I was yelling at
Ryan
every time he stopped. I'm like, dude, you've got to watch how much you're drinking because you stop on the trail. I stop on the trail and then I've got to either hold it that much longer or I take everything off to go to the bathroom.
Right.
It was really cold.
No, thank you.
That, but it was just so cold last week. So I wasn't getting my water in at all. If I was getting in anything, it was a Captain and Diet or a High Noon. Oh, a few Bloody Marys too. But overall, when I looked at it and saw that it was 1.4 pounds over a week, really a week and a half.
Oh, that's
right. I'm not unhappy because I'm betting by the middle of this week to the end of this week, with me getting back on track in my water and everything, that's going to be gone.
Oh, it will be.
So I'm not unhappy about that, but I did have anxiety last week for when I was logging stuff and I'm like, but there was just no other way. I mean, even so I bought I bought a party store out of those Oh Snap pickles, Jody, by the way. Every one,
Really?
every
Aren't
package
they
came that I
great?
bought them. Well,
So
they
good.
are. The sodium there too, right?
Oh, yeah,
I
right.
know.
Right. You know, and I was taking, I had cut up string cheese and salami and that I would take in my backpack on my
Yeah.
sled. That's high sodium,
Yeah.
right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, the salami,
And
yeah.
if it wasn't freezing in there because it was that cold up there, right?
Right.
We got up Thursday morning, it was like minus 25. Our
Oh.
sleds were frozen and locked up.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah.
Oh, thank you.
We didn't ride that early, Heidi.
No.
We had to drag them into the heated barn of the owner's place and let them thaw out for an hour before we could even
Oh,
ride 'em.
wow. That's
Um,
crazy.
It was really cold up there. Yeah, I didn't get cold riding at all. Ryan
Oh,
did
yeah.
a few times, but I did not.
Oh, good.
Yeah, but yeah, the stuff would freeze in my bag, so it was limited on what I could take and stuff. But
Sure. Yeah.
so,
it was
but
cold.
overall, I'm not unhappy with how it went, to be honest. I'm just
Good.
yeah,
Good. That's awesome.
yeah.
Cool.
Good.
Well, glad
Good
you're
for
back.
you.
Glad you're back and safe.
I am glad to be back. Yes, I will tell you, I'm already very sore from the 2 workouts
Oh.
this morning. Very sore,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
but in a good way.
It is. It is. And you're going to feel so good because you've had that time off too.
Oh yeah, I think so too. Just
Yeah,
like you
yeah.
were saying with Jody.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Hillary, you're doing good?
Yeah, I tried doing the carb cycling again this week.
Yeah.
And I find that I thought I'd have some good vegetables that were low carb. And so I made them before I run them through and logged them. And like asparagus, here I
Yeah.
thought asparagus would be really, really good, but that's like a lot of carbs.
Yeah. So it's more your leafy, like your spinach. That's really as far as your carbs when you're
Yeah.
doing a low carb. Yeah.
I'm getting that. And the other thing I was going to ask about are what are good like nuts that are low carb?
So nuts like probably like your walnuts are going to be lower.
Walnuts.
Yeah, if you like those.
Now I eat a lot of green beans when I'm on the low carb. and those
Green
are-
beans is another. Yep. Green beans are
a lot
another
of green
one.
beans.
Yeah. Yeah, hardly.
What else? What else?
So I have a low carb list I can send you.
Oh, that'd be great.
Yeah, I'll send that to you.
Yeah, that'd be fantastic. Otherwise, workouts have been good. I kind of have backed off and have been really listening to my body.
Okay, good.
And so I almost feel guilty. I'm going through this thing where, oh, I'm not doing enough now.
Oh, sure.
Oh yeah.
I'm playing this little game in my mind. I'm like,
Yeah.
no, listen to your body. Just
Right.
listen to your body. Because I was doing some of the bar workouts, and I'm down to 3 bar workouts now a week instead of trying to do 5.
Good for you.
And there was one day my legs were just like, I felt like they were going to start cramping, and I was having some weird sensations in my legs. And I'm like, what is going on? Something's wrong with me. And then I realized, oh no, ding dong. You had a band on your legs and you're trying to do all these leg moves. And you did this other workout and you did a bike ride and like, come on now, your
Right.
body's like screaming at you because
You're beating it up. Right.
yeah. So I was like, hello, slow down. So
Yep.
yeah, that I'm just trying to be more aware
Good.
and not beat myself up. And
Right.
yeah.
Right. Good.
So
Because, sometimes when you overwork your body and stress your body so much, that cortisol is going to go up, because remember, it goes up with stress, and then it's not going to budge for you. So the more you push and like you're tired and then you're not sleeping and it's all of that's not a good thing. You got to back off a little bit. So
yeah. Otherwise it was a really good week.
good. Awesome. Good.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Just OD'd OD'd a little bit too much on the carbs on the weekend just because I made wrong choices. But
That's right. I mean,
I'm
those
learning.
are good. Those are good vegetables and good choices. So don't go too crazy beating yourself up over that. But I'll send you the list that I put together.
Mhm.
Yeah, that'll help. That'll help.
Thank you.
Cool. Heidi, what about you?
Well, I'm kind of in the same vein as everybody else. As
Oh,
you can
yeah?
see, I'm trying to get my steps in because it is freezing cold every day
Yes.
for like, what, a week and a half, 2 weeks.
Yes.
So I'm not outside as much as I would be. And my biggest thing has been, I've been in this, having a hard time sleeping for probably, like I said to you, Diana, probably
Yeah.
3 weeks to a month,
Oh,
Okay.
no.
where I'm up every night at the same time. So 2 o'clock in the morning, I'm up and I'm up until 4,
Oh, my.
tossing, turning. So I ordered your supplement.
Yeah, try that. Try taking the record. It says on there 2, but take 1 to start.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It
I won't make
has.
you guys watch me walk.
No, that's okay. Yeah, you're making us all feel guilty.
Yeah, I
No,
was.
I'm completely
I put
behind.
my steps in.
Yeah, I would recommend it. It should be, you ordered yesterday, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably tomorrow or the next day. So Tuesday or Wednesday. It's been shipping really quick, but try just the 1 and see how that goes. So Dorothy, she has a hard time getting on these calls, but she's been using it and she loves it. She's been sleeping.
Yeah.
It's been
And
really
so
good.
I know for myself, because I'm starting to get glimpses of the old me when I came to you and I was burnt out
Yeah,
from just burnout and I
Sure.
didn't want to do anything. I'm not there, but I can kind of see myself just being tired in my workouts and not as energetic because I need that sleep.
yes, you do. We do. We need that. No, it's so true. We just do. 7 hours, 6 would be the lowest, but 7 or more.
Just straight.
yeah.
And to be honest, I'm waking up like not soaking the bed, but there are little hot flashes showing up in the middle of the night all of a sudden. So I'm back in that cycle. I didn't have those for about a year and I was so happy and now they're back.
Huh. Yeah.
So
Yeah, try that. I mean, obviously, and I mean, it's not like you're not active. And all of us on right now are in this dark, cold climate, and that does.
What about that
help
lamp
us.
like I got and like you said your daughter had? Now I didn't take mine on vacation with me and I've gotten my routine now when I'm home that I turn it on every morning when I'm getting ready. But I haven't had, since I've been with you and we got myself dialed in, I haven't had a trouble sleeping at all. Thank God, knock on wood. But that's supposed to help with your circadian rhythm.
that's a good idea.
Yeah, so that's an option.
I think you can spend a lot, but I think you can get, I don't know how much the one my boys got me for Christmas was. And I'm sure they got it off of Amazon, but I think that you can get them fairly reasonable too.
Yeah.
So you turn it on at certain times to give yourself more light during the day. Is that what it is?
They say in the morning, although my future daughter-in-law, who's a PA, said her doctors have one on in their office all day.
All the time.
All the time, they said.
Wow.
I don't want to be kept up at night, so I'm really worried about that. So I just have it on in the morning when I'm getting ready.
Yeah.
So
that would probably help, Heidi, because you can do that in the morning before you head out. And my daughter loves it. She loves hers. I mean, she's got 3 little kids that sometimes keep her up, but she was, especially with the twins, even though they would sleep, she wouldn't sleep. And so then here you are, they're sleeping and you're not, and then you're supposed to take care of them when they're awake. That's really hard.
Right, because you're just hyper alert all the time.
Right. And that's really helped her a lot. But yeah, and
good idea.
Yeah,
I'll try one.
I would try that, and then the sleep, the beauty sleep when you get that.
Yay.
Yeah. So we're gonna get you dialed in, and the hot flashes might be because you're not getting enough sleep either. So it's that vicious cycle.
Right.
Yeah. All that stuff, but
has anybody tried? There's a alarm clock or lamp combination that instead of just the alarm jarring you awake, it's a lamp that starts slowly brightens to like mimic the
heard of it.
Huh.
I have one in my cart on Amazon. So in the morning, instead of your alarm going off and making you, startling you awake, it just, the light slowly gets brighter and brighter and brighter, like the sun's coming up. So it's more of a gentle,
Oh,
I think
Mhm.
it's like 20 or 30 bucks.
I never
So-
heard of that.
yeah, I
Huh.
didn't either.
That's cool.
Yeah.
I
Huh.
have one in my cart because my alarm clock broke, so might as well go for that.
That would be
I thought you
Much
were
more
like Triple
peaceful.
Rock.
right than the alarm. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's really awesome. I like that. Thanks for that.
Yep.
Cool. Well, good. I think that was some good feedback and some awesome sharing and good support for each other. So I love that. I love that we can do that and help each other out. So
You'll see on my questionnaire from this morning
yeah.
that one of the comments that I made on there is, what do I need to get past my obstacle?
Yeah.
And I think one of the suggestions was an accountability buddy,
Yeah.
whether it's someone in the group,
Mm-hmm.
if someone
Yeah.
else is looking for someone to check in on them and say, hey, how you doing today?
Sure. Sure.
Or, I noticed you were struggling with XYZ, how you
Yeah.
doing with that? Is there anything anybody can do for you?
Yeah, that's a good idea too. Yeah.
How was your
I mean,
workout today?
Right. Right. How are you feeling?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So-
Yeah, it's always good. It's always good. I mean, that's what's so nice about, we're all at that age and we're all have various degrees of struggles, and some are struggling with one thing, some are struggling with something else.
Yep.
And then if we can help each other through, that's awesome. I love it.
I'm here for anybody. That's just not for people to reach out to me. I'm here for anybody. So,
That's cool. Yeah. I think we're all that way.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. Well, cool. You guys, thank you so much for sharing and being open and honest, and let me know if you need anything as well. But I want you guys to have a great rest of your evening. Get that workout.
Thanks,
in the morning.
everybody.
What's that?
Bye.
Oh, all
Thank
right,
you. It
thanks.
was fun tonight. Thanks.
Yes,
you.
it's great. Great sharing. You guys have a great night. We'll see you next Monday, or maybe on Wednesday. Talk to you later.
Take care.
Bye.
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 Bye.